P4P Boxing Talk, unbiased boxing channel.
Roses and daffodils, waiting on you at the gates now. Catch me if I start to feel a prayer dawn, a prayer dawn. Roses and daffodils, waiting on you at the gates now. Catch me if I start to feel a prayer dawn, a prayer dawn. I got some big ass fucking visions in vogue. I'm talking cover lover, baby mother covered in gold. I'm talking Nazi fucking rings on my tree. I got ice and different income that nobody can see. Got a big ass fucking head on my motherfucking shoulders. My niggas steady laughing, talking about my head and shoulders. Hands so fucking long ago from head down to my shoulders. And this shit is from the heart for my haters and the boulders that be in my way. Feeling like the man until I went another way. Try to bust up on my life and went another way. I got that money in my pocket, live another day. Yeah, yeah. Baby, would you like roses and daffodils?
I finally got my intro clear, official. See, we getting shit together. You already know it's pound for pound boxing talk, or the talk is the realest. I gotta run this back because this is the first time I think I was able to get my intro like official. I found out how to do it now. You feel me? We got a mic, we got the new camera. Feel me? HD. You can see me clear. Feel what I'm saying? And now we got the intro popping. I gotta run that back.
P4P Boxing Talk, unbiased boxing channel.
Roses and daffodils, waiting on you at the gates now. Catch me if I start to feel a prayer dawn, a prayer dawn. Roses and daffodils, waiting on you at the gates now. Catch me if I start to feel a prayer dawn, a prayer dawn. I got some big ass fucking visions in vogue. I'm talking cover lover, baby mother covered in gold. I'm talking Nazi fucking rings on my tree. I got ice and different income that nobody can see. Got a big ass fucking head on my motherfucking shoulders. My niggas steady laughing, talking about my head and shoulders. Hands so fucking long ago from head down to my shoulders. And this shit is from the heart for my haters and the boulders that be in my way. Feeling like the man until I went another way. Try to bust up on my life and went another way. I got that money in my pocket, live another day. Yeah, yeah. Baby, would you like roses and daffodils?
All right. Welcome back. It's your man Pound for Pound Boxing Talk, where the talk is the realest. Hit that like, hit that subscribe for sure. Definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed already. This is the realest boxing talk on the tube. You already know what to do. None of that crying, none of them fake narratives. No grown man on here. My fight is better than he ain't fought nobody. And what about the pay-per-view? And none of that fake ass shit that they be doing on the other sides, man. It's pound for pound boxing talk, where the talk is the realest. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to my people. You already know how I'm gonna do it. Drop the link in the chat ASAP. Matter of fact, I learned how to pin it now. Salute to my man. Show me how to pin it. So I'm gonna drop the link right there. Give me 1 second. Let me pin it. Let me pin it in the chat real quick. Oh, actually, I gotta probably do it from my computer, ain't it? Yeah. Let me do it from here. We got some good news, man. I'm seeing some stuff that I like. But before I get into topics, let me just go ahead and pin this link for y'all. So that way I don't gotta keep posting this shit. And I learned how to moderate people too. For my people that rock with me, you already know. I was already giving out some wrenches the other day. It's gonna be the first 10. The first 10 of my subscribers for sure. Y'all gonna be moderators. I already gave out like 3 wrenches yesterday. So let me go ahead and pin this. Let me see. What the fuck? No, I want to pin it. There we go. Pin message. Boom. Alright, so now that's pinned. Am I still good here? Yeah, I'm still good here. Boom. Alright, we lit. The link is in the chat. You already know how I do it off the rip, or like they say in the West Coast, off the back. I'm from the East Coast, off the rip. The link is in the chat. You already know. So, just found out from my man Aunt McQueen the other day. I was on live cooking yesterday with a couple of the fellas, and my man Aunt McQueen, the king of the casuals corner, jumped on and was like, "Yo, Lamont had more fights at 135 than Tank." And I'm like, what? I'm looking like, hold on, is he saying that in the future he got more fight? But I'm like, nah, he wrote that like a statement. And then come to find out it's facts. So what we gonna do is we gonna use Google's your friend, bruh. Matter of fact, let me go to Chat GBT. Cause everybody be talking about Chat GBT. So we gonna see how smart Chat GPT is. We gonna ask Chat GBT. Has Lamont Roach fought at 135? Let's see if ChatGPT knows what's good. Cause supposedly he fought at 135. He had fights at 140. Let me see. Did Lamont Roach fight at 135? Says yes, Lamont Roach Jr. has fought at 135 pounds. Has he fought at 140? Let me see. Yes, Lamont Roach Jr. has fought at 140 pounds. In fact, he moved up to junior welterweight division 140 pounds 3 years ago in 2022 for a fight against Angel Roberto Garcia. This marked his debut at 140 pounds after previously competing at lightweight 135 pounds. So while his primary weight class has been lightweight, he has stepped up to 140 pounds for certain bouts. Damn, so Lamont Roach been at 35 longer than Tank. So this is a big boy. And I was saying it when I was watching the fight. I'm like, yo, he looked like he filled out pretty good. Usually when dudes go up in weight, they still look a little slim. Feel what I'm saying? It take their body like a good couple fights before you start seeing them really fill out at that weight. But I'm like, yo, he looked like he fell right into it. Come to find out, he been fighting at 135. So I had to salute my man at McQueen for dropping that fact. Cause I ain't hear nobody mention that. I ain't hear nobody talk about that or nothing. I had no idea. But I just knew it. I'm like, yo, he looked like big. So all of that shit about bringing somebody up from a smaller weight class and Tank is the bigger man, all these boxing analysts, all these experts and all this shit, and nobody mentioned it. Not all the months, all that build up. All you kept hearing was smaller man. It's the smaller man. He's bringing up another little guy. Come to find out, this nigga done fought at 140, had more fights at 135, even started his career at 135, and then just shrunk down to 130, became a champion, sleeping, laying low, and then came back up to 135 for the fight against Tank. So damn, people people saying he got a weight advantage now. Ooh, so there's something else that just adds to the complexity of that fight that makes it more interesting. And I found out that they've been sparring. Lamont said that they not only had they fought in the amateurs, but he said they sparred before. I'm like, that's news for me. I never heard nobody was saying that they sparred before. But the biggest thing was that this nigga started his career at 35. I'm like, damn. So he already started his career. What's that? 1, 2, 3 weight classes above Tank, because Tank started at 26. Then he moved to 30. Then he moved to 35. Lamont off the rip was at 135. Had way more fights than him. at that division and went to 142. So man, and he's taller than him. So like I'm saying, they was saying he be this is stuff I be talking about. Like if people don't tell people stuff, like you would just never know. Like, and it's crazy because like we listen to all these analysts and these experts and shit like that, and they didn't even know this nigga career enough to say that he already been at this division, actually had more fights than Tank at this division, and also moved to 140. All you kept hearing was the smaller guy. He's the smaller guy. Lamont is a smaller guy. Tank bringing up a smaller guy. And now look, man. See, that's why sometimes you just gotta do your research. You feel what I'm saying? Started his career at 35. Damn. And other than that, I seen a post yesterday with Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos. And I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I mean, bro. Like as a fight fan, there's so much fights. There's so much good fights out there. Like people just focus on like the two and Fuse. Like if it ain't first, it was Bud and Arrow. After that, then even that win wasn't good enough. Now, oh, Bud, Duck, and Boots. Out of all the talking and all that, that's why I don't be going where people be going, bro. Like I want to see fights that I want to see. And people just act like it's 2 fights out there, 3 fights out there. Like I want to see all these dudes mix it up. Cause I actually know. See, a lot of y'all just be going with the names. Oh, who's the name? Oh, this person has a big name, so it'll be a big fight with this person. While that may be true, it might be a big fight. I'm more interested in the good fights. I really don't care how big a fight is. Fights can be huge and they don't be good. You feel what I'm saying? So styles always make fights. I've never really been a fan of like, oh, this person's a champion, so that makes him good and he should fight this person, or this person is undisputed, so that makes them the best. Belts never really like they matter, but to a certain extent. Resumes matter, but to a certain extent. Because at the end of the day, belts or your resume don't get in a ring with you. It's you as a fighter in that style. So I've been a fan of fighting styles and good fights, and Edwin De Los Santos and Keyshawn Davis is definitely a good fight in my book that I would like to see for sure. I just think the most interesting thing about that is what these niggas gonna fight. If Edwin De Los Santos and Keyshawn Davis fight, where they gonna fight? And I don't mean the venue, I mean at what weight? Because Keyshawn the champion at 135. Well, Edwin come back down because I think he had 140 now. Is he at 140? Or is he still? I think Edwin is still at 35. I think Edwin is still at 35 because the last fight I seen from Edwin was the Shakur, but I don't know if it was his camp or somebody said he was moving to 140. But I ain't hear nothing else from him. Oh shit, let me see something. They say Tank breaks his silence for the haters. Let me see what he talking about, or if this is clickbait. This Fight Hub TV right here. We're gonna get back to the topics, but I just seen this real quick. Let me see something. I think this clickbait. Yeah, this clickbait. That nigga ain't say nothing. Let me see.
Reverse the result of that fight as well. Depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives the Rush the victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep.
Yeah, nah, that shit was clickbait. Oh, I should have known. I should have known this from this channel that always clickbait, but yeah. And it came out that they denied the appeal for the draw. And they actually they got a video of Lamont speaking on it. Hold on real quick. Let me grab this remote so I can hide it for y'all. It's his reaction to it.
The controversy around a 9th round knockout that was not called by the referee that would have completely changed the outcome of the fight and perhaps changed boxing history. Jimmy Smith in studios alongside the champs. That's right, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, and joining us. advisor to Lamont Rose Jr., Robert Diaz, and his promoter, our boss, Gary Jonas. First question I have to ask, boss, this appeal filed with the New York State Athletic Commission appealing the judgment. Tell me, where does that thought process come from? Is it right away?
And that's the thing too with y'all, man. Like, I'm a Tank fan, but I seen a lot of people going in on Lamont like, oh, he trying to sue. People just be going whatever people be talking about. Now, one time that he said that he was suing this man in court, his team filed an appeal to get the draw overturned to a loss because the New York State Athletic Commission said that, that taking a knee, that was wrong. That should have been this, should have been that. So, of course, what you think his team is going to do? They're going to appeal to get that draw turned into a dub. They saying that he like Devin Haney and all this stuff. Devin Haney filed a lawsuit. Like, he was trying to sue Ryan for assault and battery. That nigga try to put charges on. That's a little different, bro. See, y'all can't be coming at my man Lamont like I seen people calling him Lawmont and all this dumb shit. Y'all gotta stop that, man. Y'all gotta stop that with my boy Lamont, man. He ain't do that. His team wanted to get the draw overturned. That's what I expect any good team to do if they felt like their fighter was cheated at. Especially if the commission and everybody saying, yeah, it was the wrong call, then of course. So I feel like I don't think, he ain't trying to sue nobody and none of that. Y'all calling him Devin Haney. I need to stop that. And I'm a Tank fan, but I don't support that calling people and just calling people names and all this other shit, making fake narratives. We ain't doing that to my boy Lamont.
Killing this immediately. Tell me about the thought process.
I think obviously there's nothing you can do during the fight. And you have to wait for the fight to be over. You talk amongst your team. You figure out what the right course of action is. I think it took Robert and I maybe 24 to 48 hours to form a plan, talk to an attorney, and approach it from the perspective of, okay, what are we appealing? And what result do we want out of the appeal? So you looked at it, it was 3 phases, right? There was the knockdown, take a knee, take a point. It's pretty basic, standard procedure in boxing. I've never seen it any other way. And then he does get up and turn his back and walk to the corner. And when you do that, that's generally considered a surrender. So he's quitting, right? No mas. It is basically what that is. Now, clearly he wasn't. So I could understand if they didn't DQ him for that, but that can also be taken as a point away. And then to go get his trainer come up on the ring. So it's really a 3-part, right? The knee, the walk away, and then the getting assisted by his coach on the apron. Obviously, neither happened.
Yeah, so they said there was 3 things that Tank did wrong that you couldn't do. You can't take a knee without it being a knockdown. You can't turn your back, else that's called for a stoppage. The ref wave it off because it's like you just giving up, And then the 3rd thing is the corner's not supposed to assist a fighter during the fight, so that you could be disqualified for that. So they saying he got away with 3 things. I don't know. That's the word around town, Charlie Brown.
And so we, in the general, consensus is, nobody. We've spoken to expert after expert. You guys have had him on the show. Nobody's ever seen anything like that, anything that far. So I don't know how the commission could do anything else but overturn it. But let's be fair to them. They deserve a little bit of time to wrap their minds around this. So we just made the appeal 24 hours ago, and let's let them do what they have to do, and we'll await their decision.
The idea that this
there was one more recent than this, because this looked like when they had just made the appeal. This shit already got denied. I don't know who that is. Let me try to find the one where they denied it. Okay, boom. Yep, here's the one that Lamont is here talking about it. People calling me when I'm live, disrespecting my live. All right, here we go.
Welcome into a very special.
Yeah, they got Lamont.
Some breaking news.
Damn, this nigga look like me.
Filed on behalf of Lamont Roach Jr. to the New York State Athletic Commission has been denied. That petition, of course, to overturn the results of the fight against Devontae Davis last Saturday. I have Gary Jonas, Roblox TV, of course, who filed the appeal along with Lamont Roach Jr. himself. Lamont, let me start with you. What's your emotional reaction to this news? Just off the top of your thoughts about it as it's just been announced.
Just off the top, man, I was, a little disappointed. Just for the sake of boxing itself, and obviously my result for the fight. I think the key that they pointed out the things that were actually done wrong, and there's still no movement to overturn the fight. Just really saddened me a little bit. But I wasn't too hung on the decision of the New York State Athletic Commission. I kind of accepted my fate just a little bit. I had a lot of hope, though. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of hope, but it is what it is.
Gary, I gotta go with you. When off what Lamont was saying, I thought it was the most interesting.
So Lamont said that he was disappointed, of course, but he ain't taking it to the heart like that. He kind of figured they was gonna do that or whatever, but he has some hope for it. But that's what I like about Lamont. Like, he ain't crying, he ain't doing a whole bunch of kicking and screaming. He did what he did. His team tried to get it overturned. They said nah, because New York don't want to lose that bread with Tank. You know what I mean? That's the biggest draw that they had in Brooklyn, and he bring a lot of money to the city when he come and fight. Every time he come, he break a gate and history, you know what I mean? Bringing tons of money and millions of dollars. So he said he kind of figured they was going to do that, but he really just pushing for the rematch. He like, yo, let's get back in the ring. And I respect that about Lamont. He ain't doing too much crying or going to court and all this other stuff. He tried to do the appeal. He tried to do it the right way. They denied it. He like, cool, let's run it back. My shit is already signed. We waiting for Tank now. That's the energy you coming with.
In the press release that I read was, yes, mistakes were made. Yes, it should have been knocked down. No, we're not overturning the decision. That contradiction kind of got out to me. What did you think of it?
Well, we were kind of expecting it. I mean, we know the pattern, and the reality is that the draw made it easy for the commission to go this route. Meaning, no harm done to anybody. And so the philosophy that Gervonta would have fought the fight differently had he known he got taken a 2-point round, that's a legitimate argument. It doesn't change the fact that, well, who's getting the short end of the stick? Somebody has to, and now they decided it has to be Lamont. But the draw made it easier. So they're just saying, okay, well, listen, do it again. We'll figure it out. It's a draw. It's no blood, no foul. So I think it's unfortunate from the legacy point of view, from all the little things that no, they don't. We're not going to say they don't matter. The most important thing out of this is that.
Yeah, I think Lamont would have had a better case if he took a L. Like, if they just gave Tank the win and then he did that appeal, I think he'll have a better case. But because it was a draw, they kind of looking at it like, well, nobody won, so it's not like we giving it to somebody. We got to take this away, take that away. They're like, we gave it a draw, so that's pretty even. Y'all just run it back and settle who the winner type shit. So I get that. But they saying they basically expected to get denied anyway, so. And I mean, and it's true, like, you don't know how. That'd be my thing about in situations like this, when it come down to overturning and shit like that. It's like, how do you determine that? Because that the knee that he took was the 9th round, in the middle of the 9th. So you still had the rest of the 9th. Then you had the 10th to go. Then you had the 11th to go. Then you had the 12th round to go. So it's like, who to say if they was to change that call, that the fight wouldn't have panned out different. So it's like, when it gets shit like that, I'll be like, I don't know. But they made the decision. They said nah, and let's see what Lamont's reaction is in this. So I'm gonna play this.
People know who won that fight. People know Lamont won that fight. That to me is number one, because it's the fans who matter, and it's what they think that matters. And so we got that too. The young man deserved all the recognition he's gotten in the last week, and this has made him an overnight star, and he deserves it. He deserves it for the way he handles himself, the way he contorts himself. So we got almost everything. We just didn't get it all. And the reality is, people ask me, are we going to sue him? Look, inevitably, that's Lamont's decision. And I can't tell him what to do or not to do, but I will say this. I'm not in favor of a drawn-out lawsuit. It's more distraction. I really would prefer Lamont have the mentality, and I think he does, that let's go get it. Let's stay focused.
And that is true. Lamont been getting a lot of praise after this fight because a lot of people like myself, I had Lamont winning. You know, I thought Lamont won that fight. You know, after the fight, I had it like 9-3, maybe 8-4. I've been hearing some people say 7-5 Lamont, 8-4 Lamont. You know, only a couple people I heard gave Tank the win, and even if they did, it was 7-5. So, and that some people had it real close. Some people thought the draw was, you know, worthy. You know, Tank the champion. He landed some effective shots. Lamont was scoring more. And I think Lamont buzzed him like 3 times, caught him like 3 good times in there. But yeah, I mean, majority of people that saw that fight, majority that I heard anyway, they had Lamont winning. So right now he kind of like the people's champion. You feel me? Like, even though they got the draw, a lot of people like, nah, Lamont won. So he getting a lot of credit right now. And that's why I'm also giving him a lot of light right now. Because again, that's Tank. I mean, that's a pound for pound fighter. You go and end up in a draw with him, knock out everybody. He wasn't injured or nothing. I mean, he had grease in his eye, but you feel what I'm saying? Lamont was doing his thing. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people had him winning. So right now he getting a lot of praise, and a lot of people got him in a rematch. I don't. I think that Tank is going to step it up and be more focused. And I think the communication in the corner is going to be better. And they just going to be all around, have a solid game plan for Lamont. And tell Tank, like, yo, that moving shit you was doing, we're not doing that. And I guarantee you, the next fight, they're going to know every round that they was in. Because they was talking about he didn't know what round he was in and all that shit, which I kind of saw, you know, especially in the 12th when he looked up at the monitor. And I could see it watching it live that he was surprised. Like, he didn't even know it was a 12. So it was a lot of things with that fight. But majority of people had Lamont winning. So he gained a lot of fans. I've been hearing a lot of people say that they rocking with Lamont. And they got Lamont in the rematch. So if you got Lamont in the rematch, please let me know. Put it in the chat or DM me, because I will put a wager against you for sure.
This rematch is coming soon. It's not going to be a long wait. And I just want him to get back to focus on what he does in the ring and all this stuff.
Hold on. His promoter said the rematch is coming soon. It's not going to be a long wait. When was this? This was a day ago. So they know something we don't know. Maybe the rematch is next. He did say it's coming soon. And it ain't going to be a long wait. So this shit, the way they sounding, this might be next. That's what I like to hear. Let me rewind this a little bit.
Look, inevitably, that's Lamont's decision. And I can't tell him what to do or not to do. But I will say this. I'm not in favor of a drawn-out lawsuit. It's more distraction. I really would prefer Lamont have the mentality, and I think he does, that let's go get it. Let's stay focused. This rematch is coming soon. It's not going to be a long wait. And I just want him to get back to focus on what he does in the ring, and all this outside the ring thing, it's a distraction. So when you look at it, the whole thing, we add it all up. It was a great result for Lamont Roach in every way except that last formality. And now he's more motivated than ever before to go right the wrong. He's going to put that L on Gervonta. He's going to do it in the rematch, and it'll be a glorious time when he does it.
Confident.
What
I
I'm
like that.
curious about Lamont is so often in a rematch, the winner fights the same fight twice, right?
Again, this is ProBox DB. Shout out to y'all for the interview. I'm just doing my reaction to this. So if y'all want to see the official interviews on Pro Box TV. It's like 9 minutes, so y'all could go there if y'all want to watch it yourself.
Winner does what they did before, thinking it'll work the same way again. In this sense, you won, but you got to draw tactically. Do you need to add more to this round? Do you think Gervonta comes in more focused than he did last time? What's your thought on the tactics of a rematch after this draw that was basically a victory for you in the eyes of the public?
So they asked him how he gonna come back in a rematch, if he gonna do the same shit or is he gonna switch something around. I think he do the same thing that he did in the first fight. I just think that if he trying to win, he gotta be more active, like stamp it. And he was throwing some shit. I seen like a lot of the more effective shots coming from Tank, but I was giving Lamont, I was scoring for Lamont more because he was landing and he was throwing more and he was like landing more. But every time Tank landed, you could see that shit was effective and it was like a clear shot. So we're gonna see Lamont how he talk about his strategy for the next fight. Well, at least a little bit that he gonna give us anyway.
Last time, what's your thought on the tactics of a rematch after this draw that was basically a victory for you in the eyes of the public?
Definitely in my eyes and in my view that I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical. I have to do a lot. I have to do everything just a little more. And I think that would definitely put me over the hump. And I'm more than motivated to get back in there, get back in the camp, and work hard so I can secure a victory over a pound for pound fighter, in which I believe that I am myself.
So Lamont said in the rematch, he basically just said what I just said. Like he said he gonna come out and he feel like he gotta do more. He gotta press the action more. He gotta be more aggressive. He gotta really step on shit. Like he gonna have to give it his all. You know what I mean? Be more physical. Everything basically I just said. I mean, when you some people, like some judges still like they got that mentality like, yo, you going up against a champion, you gotta take it from the champion. You might land some scoring shots and they be like, yeah, but that's whatever. You know, the clear effective punches was coming from this man. As far as their defense was about what and what. I think Lamont had a little bit better defense. And I would just say that because he was landing more scoring shots than Tank. You know, I think he landed more than Tank, but I think when Tank landed, like I said, it was clearly like more effective. And maybe that goes to his power and his timing, but a lot of them shots, you know, when he would triple up on that left hand or rip away to the body shots, like you could, if you were a judge looking on either side of the ring, you could see like, all right. And every time he hit Lamont, like you could see his head bounce, body shake. So, you know, exactly what I said. He want to get that dub, especially over Tank, who's second to Canelo right now in the sport of boxing. You know, as far as like a big name, he's probably the biggest American name in the sport of boxing. So not only is he a champion, but he's the biggest draw. You know, so if you're gonna take the belt from him, you're gonna do that. That's just what you're going up against, bro. You gotta step on him. You gotta step on, because obviously scoring shots ain't gonna get you that dub. Especially when Tank, on the other hand, too, is putting some rounds in as well. So, you know, it's not just like a clear 12-0 victory or he just was beating him down the whole fight type shit. Yeah, Tank was inactive. Tank wasn't letting his hands go as much. But when he did, it was effective punching. And, you know, Lamont had good countering, good scoring shots. But I seen Tank, like I said, I seen him get caught like 3 times. It looked like he shook him like 3 times. But other than that, it looked like the more effective punches was coming from Tank. And then it gets into who's the ring general conversation. Like, yeah, you landing more punches, but are you controlling the ring? You know what I mean? It's just it's a few things that go into scoring besides just punches landed. So, you know. But like he said he gonna come out. He gonna come out stepping on shit the next fight. So I'm definitely excited to see that. But to me, it's like that's good, but then it's bad because now you opening up and you in there with a dude that one shot put your whole shit out. You waking up on the floor, you know. So you gotta be disciplined and careful like how he was before. But he definitely was taking some chances. But I think next time he really gonna be like stepping on shit. And they was doing a lot of talking too, and like them later rounds, like after the sixth round and shit, they was talking a lot to each other. So all of that time could be going and throwing them hands. You feel what I'm saying? Punching them in his face. So we're gonna see. Let me see what else he talking about.
Gary, when you look at the result of this, do you think there's need to be systemic changes in boxing where someone can say, as Jack Reese told us when we broke this down and got his opinions about all this, he goes, well, it's referees' discretion. It's referees. We heard that over and over and over again, and we're the only sport that kind of functions in this way. What systemic changes would you like to see in boxing so we don't have this kind of mistake again?
Well, that was exactly it. That was the fascinating part to me, is how Jack Reese kept saying it's the referee's discretion. So obviously, it would have been a lot easier for Mr. Willis to just not have to rely on discretion and just call balls and strikes. You took a knee, you take a point. But as soon as you put it in someone's discretion, now they have to second guess, and it creates chaos. So now we understand why the sport's a mess in this regard. I think they've got to change this discretion because it doesn't work. It's much better when you can just give the officials the rule book and say, call balls and strikes, man. That's not your job to be judge and jury and exercise discretion. That's too much power for one person in such a big fight on a big night. Call balls and strikes, and we can work it out afterwards. But I think that is just the purpose. A lot of people didn't understand that these are not rules. They are possible infractions. Again, at the discretion of one man who's got a lot going on at that moment. So
basically they were saying that it's up to the referee to make that call. He could call a knockdown, or he can't, or he won't. You know, so they basically, his promoters basically saying, like in boxing, like it need to be black and white, nigga. Like if you do this, this happens. If you do this, this happens. Like for example, like even taking a point, that's up to the referee's discretion. How much times we see a fighter low blow somebody, the ref give him a warning, low blow him again, give him another warning, low blow him again. All right, you do it again, I'm gonna take a point. Low blow him again, then you take a point. Some refs, if it's clear on the first time, you do a headbutt, low blow, they see an elbow or something, hit after the bell. In the David Benavidez and David Morrell fight, David Morrell clipped Benavidez after the bell immediately. What's the name had took a point. I forget the white ref's name. He a good ref too, but he took a point. Morrell punched David Benavidez and kind of shook him after the bell rung. And the ref said, nah, come here. He called them both. They was trying to walk away. He was like, come here. Took a point off the rip. No warning, no nothing. So that's just an example of the type of shit where, like, it's up to the ref. It's no, like, real rule. Like, yo, if a person violate twice, then on the third time you take a point. Or you only warn them once, and then the second time they take a point. I seen refs take a point immediately. I seen refs never take a point through the whole fight. Just continuous warning, and then the fight end. So in this case, they saying that this is also to the ref's discretion. So I'm with him though. I'm like, nigga, make it but then it's hard because what if it's a accident? But I mean, at the end of the day, even if it is an accident, you know, that just make people, I think that make them more, you know, more more aware and more careful with hitting people with low blows or hitting people with their head or elbow. I just think it make them more on point. So I'm with that. Nigga, you violate, that's a point. Now next time, don't be on that. Even the holding, they'll warn you for holding too much. I done seen that. People holding mad times, they get a warning, then the point get taken away. I done seen people hold all fight and no warning, no point, not even a warning. So that's the type of shit, like sometimes in the fight, Well, it's up to the ref. It's no clear black and white. Yo, if a person hold 2 times, that third time it's a point. We don't got that. Everything is subjective in boxing. That's why it's so crazy. Everything from the way it's judged to when you take a point to what's called the knockdown and what's called the slip. People to this day say that Bud got knocked down against Kavalauskas, said a punch land, and he fell to his knee. That should have been a point. But then when you look at the replay, and I believe it was a slip too. I mean, he did get hit. When you look at the replay, Bud got shook. He grabbed Kavalauskas. Kavalauskas kind of twisted him, and then he fell off balance. So the ref was like, "Nah, you basically just threw him. Like you basically just nudged him. That's no knockdown. That's a slip." Other people like it don't matter. The nigga got hit and then he fell. That should be a knockdown. It's kind of like even when Ryan had fought Devin Haney. I mean, besides the 3 knockdowns that he scored, there was a couple other ones where, oh, my dude, and McQueen, salute to my man, the professor, the king of the casuals corner, my dude, Ant McQueen. You know I got this title from you, bro. I gave you your credit too. I had brought it up when I was speaking on it about the weight shit. I was like, how you put me on, and I did the chat GBT. Yeah, bro. It's a fact. So I put that on there. Did he have the weight advantage? You know, because everybody was saying how, and it's crazy because I was talking about how we got all these boxing analysts and these boxing experts throughout the whole weeks of the lead up and all that. You ain't hearing nothing about that. All you kept hearing was Lamont's the smaller man. He's the smaller man. He's coming up a weight class. Tank's bringing a little guy up. And then when you see them in the ring, it's like this nigga's taller, bigger, and come to find out he had more fights at that division than Tank. You know, he started boxing professionally 2 weight classes above where Tank was already when he started. So it's just, but yeah, I gave you credit on that. The link in the chat too, bro, if you want to come up, chop it up. I'm almost done with this reaction video to Lamont reacting to the appeal being denied. But yeah, like I was saying, it's like when Devin had fought Ryan. Ryan will hit Devin, and then they'll clinch up. Devin will fall, and it was like slip. So things like this is what they're saying. It's up to the judge. It's up to the ref's discretion. It's not like a clear black and white. You know, if a fighter takes a knee anytime, that's a knockdown. It's up to the ref. Yo, it's a slip. It's a knockdown, or you know, he just took a break, whatever the case may be. But I agree with old boy. I think it should be black and white. That way, these fighters are more clear, more careful about what they're doing. If they holding too much, if they do a low blow, if they take a knee, you know, it should be black and white. You already know what it is when this happens. That way, it's no, okay, warning, or slip. Okay, now it's the point. Nah, off the rip. This is the rule. This is what it is. Let me keep going. Salute to my dude, though, Ant McQueen. Y'all go subscribe to that Casuals Corner.
I think we found something. I think we found the flaw in at least that part of how a fight is governed the night of a fight. The commissions have to change this and stop leaving it up to discretion and make it easier on the officials that night.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So we got an ad right now, but yeah, while this ad is playing, it's a bunch of things up to the ref, man. I mean, like I said, I don't know how much times I done seen fighters hold and they get a million warnings. No point taken. Then again, we see Morrell snuff Benavidez after the bell immediately. No warning at all. Point. Took a point away from Morrell. It's up to the ref. It's up to the ref. He don't got no clear rule on it. So it's up to you.
Captain Barboza say there are more guidelines than rules. It seems like a similar thing in boxing, right? I said more guidelines than rules. But Lamont, this whole war being fought in front of the jury, which is the public, the support you've got.
What y'all think, man? Y'all think that we should leave it up to the ref's discretion, or y'all think it should be black and white, that'll help out the sport? You know, because again, sometimes a person might slip, you know, and it's not a knockdown. Then now the ref like, nah, that's a knockdown, and then now that person's down or whatever the case may be. And we could clearly see that their feet got tangled up or whatever the case is. But regardless of what it was, it's a knockdown. Again, and the Morrell Benavidez. Morrell hit Benavidez like in the shoulder, and Benavidez, like, I think his foot got caught on Morrell's, or his foot got caught on his own, and he went down. So they called it a knockdown. But when we replayed it, we was like, nah, that was like a slip. I had that conversation with some of the fellas from the pound for pound boxing community like a week ago. They were saying, yo, if a punch lands anywhere, if it lands on your shoulder, your neck, your nipple, the corner of your stomach, your hip, and you go down, that's a knockdown. It don't matter how you went down. You feel what I'm saying? But some people like, nah, bro, that's a slip, because that clearly wasn't a effective. It wasn't an effective punch that put him down. It was the fact that old boy was off balance, or his feet was tangled, or he tripped him, or some shit like that. So what y'all think? Y'all think they should do that? Leave it up to the ref, or it needs to be a clear rule book in boxing? Me, I'm not too big on changing the rules, bro. I like to keep it how it is, but I do see how that could be a problem, you know. And it becomes, everything is subjective now. Scoring, calls, points, everything in boxing is subjective. So you never really know what it's going to be unless the ref say this. You could watch a clear victory of somebody, and then you don't know who's going to win until the judges say this. And when they do, you don't even know how they really scored it, because it's not like it's one way to score. They got like 4 or 5 different ways to score around. So what was they looking at? Defense, effective aggression, punches landed, ring generalship. It's like all subjective, bro. So what y'all think? All right, no doubt, Ant.
Man, the people that have been behind you, what are your thoughts on it? It seems like almost universally, people, A, thought you fought an amazing fight, and B, thought you won it and it got taken from you. What has that outpouring meant to you as a fighter?
It meant a lot to me, man. The core boxing fans, and even the spectators across the world, man, just it shows their support. It shows that everyone saw what happened that night. Everyone saw the true outcome. Even though we didn't get it on the scorecard, you know, everyone knows, and that's the importance. Even throughout this appeal situation, they were supportive and thinking that the fight should have been overturned, and that's what really matters. That everyone knows. So yeah, we didn't get it on paper, but in the hearts of everyone who watched that fight, and especially the ones that are sensible, they know what happened that night, man.
So, Gary, of course, the important question on everyone's mind, how close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
Very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal, and it's not far off. Okay.
So he said the rematch is very close. That's the shit I like to hear. See, YouTube channels could say this, people could speculate and say that, but personally, on Pound for Pound Boxing Talk, where the talk is the realest, I like to hear it from the horse's mouth. Lamont already said when he signed the contract, he was agreeing to, if it's a draw or a loss, it's immediate rematch. So he like, my job is done. We waiting for Tank. And now his promoter's coming out saying that the rematch is going to happen real soon. It's not going to be drawn out or none of that shit. So there you go right there. I'm going to rock with that. I'm going to say the rematch is next. You know, I'm excited for that. So that's good news. All of y'all who got Lamont winning, like I said, definitely DM me on Instagram at Pound for Pound Boxing Talk, because I would definitely like to put up a little friendly wager, and we could do it however you want. Win, knockout, whatever it is. You feel what I'm saying? Just a little friendly wager just to make it more interesting. But yeah, that joint is next. So that's definitely good news for boxing. What we in? March? I'm going to say April, May, June. I'll say probably July we probably get that. I'll probably say July we probably get that. Because we got the Ryan and Devin shit coming up in May. You know, yeah, I'll probably say July. But he said it's going to be soon. And that's from the horse's mouth.
Give you more than that right now, but I can.
They know what happened that night, man.
So, Gary, of course, the important question on everyone's mind, how close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
Very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal, and it's not far off. I can't give you more than that right now. What I can tell you is that it's going to be an interesting fight. I think you got dynamics. You got Gervonta, who's probably going to be angry. probably woken up,
Mm-hmm.
probably more focused than he has been. Not talking about retirement. That's a factor. At the same time, you have Lamont going in with a world of confidence, right? Lamont won the last half of the fight. I still think the first rounds were very close and could have been split, and he would have had an easy win. But Lamont was definitely taking over. So we're going into round 13.
That's another thing about how people be scoring it. Like me, I'm never gonna clown y'all for how y'all score. You feel what I'm saying? It's pound for pound boxing talk with the talk is the realest. You know what I mean? Everybody got their opinion. I just like to hear it. You know what I mean? That's why even though I had it about 9-3, 8-4, I can understand how some people had it 7-5 or maybe even for Lamont or maybe even a 7-5 for Tank, maybe because them early rounds, not a lot was going on. I was giving more of them to Lamont just off of like activity and scoring shots, but then another person can be like, yo, Tank was clearly the ring general, and look at his defense. His defense was better than Lamont's. And when he landed a punch, it was more effective. It was clear, effective aggression. So it all depends on how you scoring it, man. It all depends on how you scoring it. But yeah, them early rounds was like, I remember that. But I was just giving it to Lamont just because if I remember right, I think he was more active. But I'm gonna watch it again tonight. I said it before, but salute to my man McQueen hooked me up. So I got it HD and I'm gonna really break it down. Even the CompuBox they were saying was wrong with the punches landed. Said Tank had landed one punch in the first, but then my man Ed McQueen was like, yo, bro, I literally just watched 9 rounds of this, like, watched it. And in the first round, like, he counted how much punches he said he landed way more than one punch. But CompuBox ain't had that. And if y'all know my man Ed McQueen, the professor, the Casuals Corner, y'all go subscribe to that channel, the Casuals Corner channel. He literally like watches it, counts it, breaks it down. So if he said that, then I'm gonna take that for a fact because I know how my man and McQueen give it up. But yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff, man. It's just a bunch of stuff. So it was a real interesting fight. But yeah, them early rounds is like, so I don't know. I gotta watch it again.
And the momentum is all on Lamont's side. The confidence that he has, him going in and weathering the storm of being ridiculed all up into that fight, being booed, being whatever. What do you think's going to happen now? Is he getting cheered? How does the sound go before the fight? So you've got momentum, you've got crowd support, you've got confidence going for Lamont, and you have a little bit of anger for Gervonta, but some people think anger doesn't help Gervonta. So I think this is going to be a really, really intriguing rematch.
High drama that every boxing fan is looking forward to. Thank you so much, Gary Jones. Thank you so much, Lamont Roach Jr., Pro Box TV. Where you get your Pro Box boxing news. We'll be back for the next one. Thank you so much.
All right, so all in all, Lamont reacted to his appeal being denied. Basically, he wasn't too fazed by it. He said he was disappointed and he had hopes, but him and his team kind of knew that it was going to get denied because it is Tank, the biggest draw in boxing. And like they said, it was a draw, so it's not like somebody took a L and they had to reverse it. And even if they do, it's like, how do you know when you give a 10-8 round minus a point in the ninth, you still got 3.5 rounds to go? That could have changed the complexity of the fight. So I do hear that argument too, but he took it on the chin. He was like, yo, I ain't about to. They asked him if he was gonna try to sue, and his team was like, yo, that's up to Lamont, but we trying to focus on the fight. Like all of that back and forth shit in the courts and distractions. They like, that's a distraction. We focused on getting that rematch and putting belt to ass. Shout out my man Canes Dre in the building. I don't think I seen you here before, bro. Salute to Canes Dre. He says salute. Welcome. It's pound for pound boxing talk where the talk is the realest. Hit that subscribe, my dude. Hit that like. You already know how we do. We just breaking it down. I just finished reacting to that Lamont, reacting to his shit getting denied. And he took it on the chin. He took it like a G, like whatever. Either way, just next time I fight him, I'm going to step it up and really put belt to ass. That he going to be more active, more aggressive, more physical. Like I said, that you got to do. If you're going to beat, first of all, just beating the champion, you already know some judges still go by that. You got to take the belt from a champion. We all heard this before as boxing fans. You got to take the belt from a champion. Not even to mention the champion, but you talking about one of the biggest draws in boxing. I mean, only second to Canelo. So it's like he gonna have to do that if he trying to get it, which is clear. Outscoring ain't gonna do it, especially when you got Tank on the other hand still putting in some rounds too. So he basically like, yo, I'm gonna just come even harder the next time, pause. So that's his reaction. He ain't too phased. He just ready to jump back in. And his promoter saying that the rematch is happening soon. It's already a done deal on Lamont's side. He said they just going over formalities, but it is going to be soon and it's not going to be drawn out. So that's good news, man. That is good news. And I really think that the biggest thing is I didn't know that this motherfucker fought at 135 before. I didn't know that he fought at 140 before. I was like, wow. So really, it was Tank fighting the big. I mean, Tank is always fighting a bigger man because he's small as hell, but just already fighting somebody that started at 35 and then went to 40, had more fights than you at 35. So this wasn't a small dude coming in. This dude been here before, taking punches and stuff like that, even at 140. And then, not even to mention, he mentioned they used to spar. I didn't know they used to spar. We all knew about their amateur shit and how close they was and things like that. But they came out and was like, no, we sparred plenty of times. So that's another factor. Lamont got a lot of things going for him. And it showed he didn't look like he was getting bullied in that fight or nothing. Tank looked it stronger when they would be physical, but Lamont was always right there, and he just looked comfortable and he looked it big. And I was like, damn. But, that's real interesting. So that's that on that. And then we got my man one time, Keith Thurman, with the final press conference because he is fighting Wednesday. All y'all sleeping on my man, Keith one time Thurman. It looked like they had the press conference. They got some highlights. So I want to see what he was talking about. Keith Thurman, if y'all don't know, man, has been one of my favorites. I love the way Keith Thurman fight. He like the perfect blend of like a boxer puncher. Like a dude that be boxing but also fighting. Like Keith Thurman will box you up, but he's a fighter. Like he gonna go in there and scrap. So let me hear what they was talking about here. If y'all got some questions or y'all want to hit the link, it's in the chat. Feel free to jump up. Just don't jump up naked. You don't even gotta be on camera, but you feel what I'm saying. I want to see what they're talking about.
What you're gonna hear now from the other side of this table is a lot of shit talking. So just be prepared for that. The way this fight's gonna go.
Damn, this dude Brock Jarvis, he's fighting is 22-1 with 20 knockouts. This motherfucker got hella crack. Basically, all his wins was by knockout. He got the same knockout ratio as Tank, basically. Only two of his opponents ain't make it out. So Keith Thurman going up against somebody with some crack. I think he moving up to 54. He was at 47 before. So just like Thurman is his first fight at 54 too. So let me see what they talking about. But I did not know that. This thing got 20 knockouts, 22 fights.
Keith's an old man now. He's not the same as what he used to be. He thinks he's the same, but he's not. Okay, he's coming off some big injuries. And he's going to really struggle to get back in there. So I'm going to hit him, and I am going to hurt him. So it'll be interesting to see how he reacts to it.
Talking big shit.
Well, they are fighting words to kick us off. Keith, I'll just get you to respond straight up because Brock Jarvis...
He said Keith Thurman is old.
Look, there's been a lot of great build-up to this fight. That little Bondi Beach fellow over there is just a little muscle-bound bitch boy. At the end of the day, he ain't never seen nothing like this. I could be 46 years old, I still whoop his ass. I could be 56 years old, I still whoop his ass.
That's right.
At the end of the day, man, I came here to get back into the beautiful sport of boxing that I've loved, that I've dedicated my whole life to since I was 7 years old. And it's just an honor, a blessing to be here, to travel the world, to showcase my skills and talent live on this beautiful card, under this beautiful platform, in this beautiful city of Sydney. I'm looking forward to being at the Horton Pavilion, having all the fight fans come out.
And they fighting in Sydney, Australia. They fighting down under. You think my man Jarvis gonna get some home cooking? You think you already know the crowd gonna be going wild. You think the judge is gonna try to rob my man Thurman? I don't know. I hope Thurman sleep him. Put a stamp on y'all who be sleeping on my man Keith Thurman because he be injured. He fight once every 6 years, but it's all good. He still beat your favorite fighter.
We got an electric card. We have an electric night. And we're going to have a tremendous main event here with your man, Keith One Time Thurman.
One time.
Just showcasing my skills and talent live in action. Like they've been saying, a Hall of Famer. You know, they think I'm a mystical creature. They wonder why I'm still here. But when I bring that hot fire, you're going to know what it's all about, man.
Bars. Bars.
Are you ready for that hot fire?
Yo, I'm be right back. I'm be right back.
The other day, he doesn't look ready to me at all. Looked like he was involved in a yoga class or something like that. I don't know. So I'm bringing the heat. I'm the one that's gonna bring the heat. I'm coming in for the knockout. I'm not gonna miss. I'm gonna hit him and I'm gonna hurt him. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't know how he's gonna react at his age anymore.
Do you think that he and his team are underestimating the threat that you present, bro?
I certainly do. I think they've totally underestimated me. So, you know, I'm coming in for the kill.
What would you say to your fans who have been watching this build-up, who've been listening to what Keith has been saying, have been seeing your reactions? What do you say to the Brock Jarvis Army who'll be there at the Horden on Wednesday night?
Look, I've got a lot of boys coming. It's going to be a great night at the Horden Pavilion, March 12th. What can I say? You know, it's going to be exciting, and I'm coming in for an aggressive stoppage.
Keith, clearly Brock thinks
He said he coming in to stop Thurman.
This is an easy night for you.
I mean, he moves like a cardboard box on wheels, man. Fucking Tetris board in action. He's square as fuck.
Say stiff.
Got no head movement. I mean, two-time world champion, man. At the end of the day, I've seen this time and time and time again. You know, I'm not trying to underestimate him. I'm trying to analyze the opponent that they happen to put in front of me. It's not my fault that he's square, that he just comes in, got no head movement, and he just believes that he's going to drop bombs on an old man and that I'm going to crumble.
Look, I'm going to drop bombs. I'm not going to miss. I'm going to punch a hole in your head. That's
all you're going to
do
is miss.
I'm going to punch a hole.
All you're going to do is miss.
Keith, I'm going to hit you and I'm going to hurt you. Just remember that. Just know that. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hurt you.
Oh, shake it, Brock. Oh, shake it. I'm so fucking scared.
I swear.
Please, don't, please. Put it in the contract. Don't let Brock hurt me. Please, can we do it? Can we do it today? Just don't let Brock hurt the old man.
That's hilarious. That's great. I'm serious. I'm coming to hurt you.
It's nice. I love the intention.
Talking
a lot of
big shit.
people have what's called a wrong view in life. They blow in your head.
That's you,
Your
my
trainer
friend.
fucking left
That's
you.
you,
You
my
don't know how
friend.
to fucking listen, bro. You can't listen to an old man that was training you, who was already world champion, and you can't hear the words that this champion is telling you today. You might do great things, but not on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night is going to be a bad night for Keith Thurman. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to do some serious damage.
Just like Liam, baby, you falling short.
I'm going to send you into
Just like Liam, baby, you falling short.
And you can go back to
Get
commentary.
past the first round, please, Brock.
You can go back to commentary.
For me,
That's
for
what you're
you,
trying to set up
for
for this,
everybody buying the
that's what you do.
pay-per-view fans, please just chant Brock get past the first round. Brock get past the first round. Don't go down in the first round. Please, Brock. Can you do that for us?
You can retire after
me,
this fight, a two-time
all
world
the
champion,
people
something
over
like
there in
that.
Bonner Beach.
Right.
Can you get past the first round, Brock, please? Please
Once
get
you
past the
get
first round.
past the first round, I swear I'm going to punch a hole in your head. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to punch a hole in your head.
All right, Tetris Master, whatever you say, man. Whatever you say.
Keith, what's your understanding of what happens from here?
So Keith is saying this nigga super stiff, super square, that he just gonna come in trying to drop some bombs. He don't got no head movement. He said that his trainer left him. I don't know. I gotta go back. I heard that Brock had lost to Liam Paro, but when I was hearing about it, they like he got clipped in the first round. So I don't really give that too much. You feel me? As far as like his skill, I gotta see myself how he box. But Keith is convinced that this nigga's like real square, stiff. He fight like Tetris, Rock'em Sock'em robots. So Keith don't think he gonna touch him. You know, so I gotta go back and look to see how my man fight, because I never seen Brock Jarvis fight. And anytime somebody bring up his name, they just bring up that Liam Parr loss. But you see me, pound for pound, I don't really put too much on a loss. You feel me? I don't care if you got one loss, two loss. At the end of the day, styles make the fights. And the fact that that loss was a knockout in the first round, that just to me is like, he got clipped in the first round. It's not like he was getting his ass whooped or nothing like that. Like anybody could get hit the right way and drop. You feel what I'm saying? Especially the first round, and that's your only loss. That don't really tell me too much. So I gotta go back. If y'all know anything about this dude, let me know. Put it in the chat. But I'm definitely go back and check some of his joints out. I'll probably share my screen in a little bit, see some of his highlights, just to see how he move and see what he do good. It looked like he got power, so at least he got that going for him, because that's always a blessing to have, especially in a fight game when you fighting somebody, to have some power, put some punishment on somebody, and he get them dudes up out of there. You feel what I'm saying? 20 knockouts. So we gonna see, but I'm gonna check him out. But I already know how Keith get down. I don't know this dude. Like I said, I ain't seen him work like that, but just knowing how Keith put in work, and his foot movement, his defense, and Keith Thurman also got cracked. That's how he got the name one time, before he took that loss one time. It's because he was basically like a knockout dude. He was putting people to bed, stopping people, with this boxing skills. So I got to see this dude, Jarvis. I got to see how he fight. I'm going to check out a couple of his fights. But right now, he talking super confident. He talking big shit like Keith Thurman is just old and he just gonna walk through him. He said he gonna punch a hole in his head. So, but I'm happy that Keith Thurman got this energy. He look like he ready for this young dude. Let me see what else he talking about.
Assuming things go how you say that they will, and you beat Brock Jarvis on Wednesday night, is it Tim Tszyu next for you?
Obviously, No Limit Promotion has everything that they need to make that fight happen. This fight for me is my comeback fight, to reestablish myself in the beautiful sport of boxing, to let the fight fans see who is this old 36-year-old Thurman. What can he do? We know what he's done. What can he do? Well, it's all going to happen right now after I fuck up you, all right? So the world will see what Thurman brings to the table, and from there, I'll just be waiting for the next contract. If it happens to have Tim Tszyu's name on the other side, I'll be happy to sign it. I've already signed a contract against Tim Tszyu once. It was an unfortunate event. We didn't get to make that manifest. Maybe this is the year, but at the end of the day,
you're not going to be hard back here. This fight, you come in here once. It's a one-time thing. You come in here, you're going to lose. You're going to be sent home. That's it. You won't be coming back.
One time, the champion. 2 times, you will not the fuck out.
Now available.
So Keith is like, yo, it's whatever. After I run it with him, I don't care whose name is next. I'm in there. And I like that, man. Keith, he's 36. He getting up there in age. But to me, like I said, he looked fresh. Like, I never seen Keith Thurman beat down. Like, I never seen a fight where it's like Keith Thurman was outboxed and nothing like that. He got one loss to Manny Pacquiao, who some people think that he won that fight. I think he could have won that fight. I remember when I was watching it, it was years ago. I'll go back and check it out, but I remember being like, yeah, that was a close fight, and I edged it to Thurman. But that is Manny Pacquiao, and he did score the knockdown 10-8. So, they gave it to Pacquiao. But ever since then, and even before then, I never seen Thurman lackadaisical, looking gassed or anything like that. Like, he always carried his power, footwork, defense. He got that experience. He done beat good dudes. Like, the only thing about Thurman is that he been inactive. Like, the nigga just ain't fight a lot, and he always getting injured. But even when he came back for Barrios, when Barrios moved up, he ain't stop him. And Barrios hurt him to the body because Barrios got some crack. But even that whole fight, he basically won almost every round and had Barrios' face looking like Martin in that one episode. Barrios was all lumped up, looked like he had a broken nose and everything. He looked beat up, and Thurman, that was the freshest I seen Thurman. He looked like he was in great shape and he was ready for 14 rounds. Like, 15 rounds. Like Thurman always looked it good, man. Like I just don't really have nobody. Like you gotta show me. Like he gonna have to show me. Cause I mean, to this day, like if Thurman fight Errol Spence Jr., I'm putting my dollar, my 4 quarters on Keith Thurman to get that dub. And it been like that. Like I just think that I don't see too many people beating Thurman, but we gonna see Wednesday how he look. We gonna see he had 54 now, so he's 7 pounds heavier. We gonna see how his body feeling and all that, and we're gonna see what Thurman still got. But I believe in it for sure. Let me see what else he's saying.
Come on, man. Once it was an unfortunate event. We didn't get to make that manifest. Maybe this is the year, but at the end of the day,
you're not going to be coming back here. It's like you come in here once. It's a one-time thing. You come in here, you're going to lose, and you're going to be sent home. That's it. You won't be coming back.
One time, been champion 2 times. You've been knocked the fuck out.
One time, come here, one time you go home.
Come on, man. I've been dropped. I get up and I put hands on Manny Pacquiao.
You're a long way from home here.
Facts.
You're a long way from home.
Speaking of which, shout out to my wife. Shout out to my kids. Today is a beautiful day, not just in the sport of boxing, but for me and my life. My little girl turned 2 years old today. Can I get a round of applause for my baby girl?
That's what's up.
Brock, you don't understand what it means to really be the provider of your tribe. You don't understand what it means to come from the hustle and the grind and to make sure that you are the reason why your family eats. You ain't nothing but an appetizer, boy. I'm gonna the plate.
Boss. He said easy work. Thurman said this is easy work. I'm interested to see, man. They got the weigh-in tomorrow.
You don't understand what it means to come from the hustle and the grind and to make sure that you are the reason why your family eats. You ain't nothing but an appetizer. Boy. I'm gonna clean the plate.
Clean the plate.
Easy work.
Early, easy work. Damn.
Final words.
That's what I like to hear. Wash them up.
Before March 12th, be there. It's gonna be a bad night to beat Keith Thurman.
And Keith, want to finish us off?
Get your tickets, get the pay-per-view, buy some beer, and enjoy a terrific night of No Limit Boxing live here in Sydney. Let's fucking go.
Now we head up to the top table and we'll talk to the co-main event fighters first of all. And Bashir I joins us from Germany. He's 19.
I don't know who's on the co-main, but they said this for the WBA International Super Welterweight title. International. So the WBA got a super, they got a regular, they got an international. This is what I'll be talking about these belts, man. Like these shit, like they just be making up new belts every 5 years. It's like every 10 years, it's like another new belt, another new belt. Oh, this is a franchise. This is a super. This is a regular. Like, and y'all really be feeding into that shit. Like, I don't get it. But they say this for the WBA International. So I don't know if y'all classify that as real or not. All I know is that Keith Thurman is definitely a championship fighter for sure.
Yeah, since I'm here, I feel very much support. I'm very surprised. Everywhere where I go, they.
Okay, I don't know this nigga like that. I don't know these dudes. Let me skip this and see if they give Thurman or something another. Oh, they did the stare down. Let me see.
See what I
Is that Cambosis on the undercard? This nigga look like Cambosis. Oh nah, Tapia. And they talking shit in the face all. Thurman look ready. And old boy don't look, he look like an inch taller than Thurman. Probably an inch taller than Thurman. He said, you ain't worth a goddamn thing, boy. You gonna be easy. See, that's what I like to see. Oh, it looked like Sean Porter said something.
One thing that Brock said to me that's pretty alarming. He said he's known for being aggressive and starting fast. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to kind of start slower. I don't want to, because I'm putting words in his mouth, but this is what I figured out. He wants to start slower and kind of ride the wave and do like kind of react to Key. That's not good. that's not a good game.
All wrong.
Hopefully he sees this because I'm not gonna just tell him. But Keith is so unpredictable and so he can do so many different things. You're trying to get on his rhythm, and like that's literally what he wants you to do. So I really hope Brock sees that, and I don't know if he can make an adjustment based off of that. But that being said, it's a 60-40 fight. I think that Keith can control the range, the distance, the rhythm, the speed, the tempo, all that.
So he's saying
that
the dude Brock told him that he gonna try to start slow with Keith and not be aggressive. Man, I'm telling you, I keep about to put pause on this man. Ho.
You think that Brock Jarvis got a chance in this fight, man?
I don't know, bro. I'm rocking with Keith Thurman for sure. But like I say, you know me, bro. I don't really like to down. I mean, basically, he got one loss, right? And everybody's bringing up the Paul fight. But like I said, I don't really go too deep on the losses, first of all. And then it's how he lost. They saying he got knocked out in the first round. To me, that's not telling me much, bro. I'm seeing that he got some crack, which is God-given. You know, that's definitely great to have that power, you know, especially a dude like Thurman who gets hurt to the body, you know. But I just think Thurman, I don't see really nobody beating Thurman. Like I said, bro, I got Thurman over Spence, bro. Like people hate when I say that, but to me, it's just he's been inactive. You know, he just been inactive, and I never really seen Thurman get beat like that in a fight, even against Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So, but everybody got a chance in the fight, bro. You think Brock ain't really? First of all, this my man Ann McQueen. Salute to the professor in the casuals corner. If y'all don't know, go subscribe to that man. He be dropping them gems like he a jewelry store owner. But go ahead. So what you sleeping on Brock, bro? What's up?
Nah, I'm not sleeping on him. I'm just high on Keith.
You high on Keith too?
Yeah,
Let me ask.
There's no disrespect to Brock.
You think Keith Thurman is too old right now? You think he missed his time? He's 36.
No, I think that Keith Thurman is preserved. I think to some degree the injuries have actually put him in a metaphorical cryogenic chamber, like Austin Powers. Remember how Austin Powers was like frozen in time?
Frozen
That's
and
kind of
shit,
like that's kind of Keith Thurman right there, because all of the wear and tear that he probably would have accumulated through various camps and fights over the past 4 years or so. He's only fought a handful of times, and the last time we seen him, he was still very sharp. And Keith, as intelligent of a fighter as he is, I don't expect him to just all of a sudden fall off. Like, he's got the pedigree on his side with the amateur experience. He's been in there with guys like Sean Porter, Boo Boo, so on and so forth, just as an amateur. And as a pro, you look at the guys that he's fought. His only loss was a very, very close decision to the only 8 division champion in the history of boxing.
Right.
And it was a very close decision too.
Right. I think the knockdown saved him.
It did, because it was a split decision. And it was a flash knockdown too. He went on Queer Street or nothing like that.
He got clipped.
Has he been hurt to the body? Yeah, he's been hurt to the body by Luis Collazo, Leonard Bundu, I think Riverside Rocky.
Barrios.
Believe he hurt him to the body. But one thing about Keith though is Keith, every time it's happened, he survived. Even if he had to spit the mouthpiece out momentarily and get some wind, he managed to be evasive long enough to recuperate. So unless Brock Jarvis can just hit him with a shot that's so crazy, so debilitating that he can't recover from it, I just expect Keith Thurman savvy, because that's the one thing I really do like about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is one of those guys who understands the sport of boxing. You got a lot of guys that they fight, they're good technicians, but Keith is not only a technician, he's also a tactician. Because I've heard him speak in interviews about knowing where he was in the fight in terms of what his opponent landed, what he landed, and having a good feel for that, being able to manage
I
around.
love that. I love
Like,
that.
yo, if this guy lands 3, I gotta land 3 more. So if he lands 3, I gotta land 6. If he lands 12, I gotta land at least 16. And Keith is very cognizant of that. So I believe that's what will win him the fight.
Well, what you know about Brock Jarvis though, like, cause Keith, the way he's talking about him, he's saying that this dude is stiff. He don't got no head movement. He put out that his trainer left him, that he had a good trainer, his trainer left him, and that really all he got is power. Do you see that, or you think that he's underselling no boy and he got more skill than give? I gotta watch some of his fights because
Nah, I don't think he's underselling him because I watched a tad bit of him. I didn't get too extensive, go too crazy with it. But now we said I may have to take a second look at one Brock Jarvis and really see. But from what I've seen, um,
Keith said it's easy work. He said it's gonna be easy work.
stylistically, I believe it should be easy work. But here's the thing about boxing: boxing is a very volatile sport where it only takes one shot. So let's say he lands a good shot and he's able to exploit Keith's vulnerability if it presents itself. Then yeah, he may have a shot. But stylistically, technically, tactically, I feel like he's overmatched in this instance.
And I'm looking at him face to face, and it looked like Jarvis is probably an inch taller than him. Maybe his arms are like an inch longer. Just dynamically speaking, for the dimensions, it's not like he a real big dude. You know, he got power, but Keith also has power. You know, he ain't stopped his last opponent, Barrios, but he did beat his head to where he looked like Martin in that one episode. I mean, Barrios was looking like one of them, them stone statues. Where is that, like in Hawaii or something?
Yeah.
With them joint, like his shit was like banged up. Like he looked like his nose was broken, everything. But my point is, I never seen Keith beat up. Like I feel like everybody be sleeping on Keith, and I be saying the same shit you say. I'm like, bro, just be super inactive. Like he's always gonna injured in the gym. But when I do, last time I saw Keith against Barrios, he looked like he ain't look gassed or nothing, and he was moving a lot. He was moving a
Good.
lot in that fight, and it's not like he was standing still or nothing. Like he was moving around, hopping around. As far as like physically, he looked like the best shape I ever seen Keith in. He looked at fit, muscles, everything. Like he just looked at focus. He got the little Italian slick back now. You know what I mean? He just on point. And I don't know. I gotta watch Brock though before I give like a super like how I think it's gonna go. Right now I do got Keith winning. But Brock, I mean, looking on paper, just on paper, he looked like he could be a threat. But I gotta see how his footwork look. I gotta see his movement. If he uses a jab, is he crafty enough to get to Keith? Can he cut off the ring at all? I gotta look at like 2 fights of this dude to get like a feel. Cause like I said, all I keep hearing is that Peril loss. But I don't want to sleep on this dude neither, because again, I haven't seen him. And again, even with that loss, it's like it's a first round knockout, bro. Like I can't really give it too much. I mean, anybody could get clipped in the first round, you know. It's like other than that, he haven't lost anybody. I gotta watch, see if he got a robbery or something, or
See, but that's the thing, though. I feel like the emphasis that is placed on that one loss that he took is the fact that Paro is the only notable guy that he has on his resume. The vast majority of the guys that are on his resume, they have upside down records. You know what I mean? These are guys with losing records. So you fight a guy, not just a notable guy in Paro, but a guy who is competent. This guy ain't just there for a check. He's there to win like you there to win. And you got blasted out of there. You know what I'm saying? The guy dispatched you quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because we know how that goes with the matchmaking.
Right.
fattening up a guy's record, and it's like, yeah, he got however many knockouts, and you go look at the guys he's been knocking out.
7-20 and shit like that. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and that's Brock Jarvis's situation, which I'm not knocking him for it because that's typical of the boxing business. That's how you build up a prospect.
Mm-hmm. And then also too, what I'm thinking about, if Thurman don't knock this dude out, they fighting down under. And remember when Jeff Horn had fought Pac? I feel people were saying it was a robbery, but when I watched it, like it was like I think Pacquiao won, but my point is they down in his turf. So if he don't knock him out and it do go 12, Thurman might take an L over at his
I
home.
don't think so. I don't
You
think
don't
so
think so?
because because if it goes the distance and it's a tactical matchup,
Clear
I
victory.
see I see I see Keith being just. I think it'll be another Barrios type situation
They're
where
just
you'll
clean
say, all
wash.
right, we gotta give Brock Jarvis a lot of credit for his toughness and for his willingness to engage and so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that'll be as far as it'll go.
Mm.
So I don't think there's any way that they'd be able to justify it. With Jeff Horn and Manny Pacquiao, I don't feel like Pacquiao got robbed because I rewatched that fight recently,
Mm-hmm.
and I also watched Jeff Horn versus Terrence Crawford. And I would say this: Manny Pacquiao was getting touched in that Jeff Horn fight. So
Yeah.
despite him being the more dynamic fighter,
Pushed
he just couldn't
around.
deal. That's what I'm about to say. He couldn't deal with the physicality whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He
Right.
couldn't deal with it.
Yeah. And they gave
He
it to
got
him.
bullied quite a bit.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting bullied. That's why I was surprised how quick. That's when I knew that Crawford was strong, because Crawford made it a point. His first fight, he was moving dude around. Looked like he was the bully. He was like, I'm telling y'all, this dude ain't strong. But yeah, man. And as far as you broke the news. You definitely broke the news, and I had to go to Chat GBT, and they was like, "This dude been at 35. He even had bouts at 140." I was
Oh, you
like,
just gotta click the
"Damn,
thing, bro, on
box rec."
BoxRec on the phone. Click the arrow down, and it'll show you the weight. And then you hit bout. Hit the little bell where it says bout, and it'll show you the weight in which the fight took place.
Okay, because when I went to it, it was saying like super featherweight, and then like it was like a good 10 fights underneath where it just didn't say the weight class. It was just saying dubs. And I was like, damn, they ain't show the weight. They wasn't showing the weight or the weight class, only like the recent ones. But yo, knowing that, do you think that could have also played a part?
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Because when you had told me that, and I'm looking, and I'm like, and then I'm thinking about like how Lamont Roach, how forget how he looked physically in the fight, but just how he was like, he looked like the bigger dude and looked like he wasn't phased by the weight, like his body filled in A1, like he just looked like a natural lightweight or a natural super lightweight in that ring. And he wasn't letting Tank really like out physical him, stuff like that. But oh, what he's showing here? Let me see. I think he's pulling up the weight. You know how we doing pound for pound boxing talk. We always show the facts on here. You feel what I'm saying? So my man Ann McQueen is pulling it up for y'all right now. Y'all see him. That's Lamont Reaper Roach profile. That's nobody else profile. And again, this is what I'll be saying about these boxing analysts and these experts. Never heard not one person mention this besides my man Ann McQueen, that this dude started at 35 already. And
Okay, I see what it is. You got to be signed in. Hold on. I'm
okay,
gonna
you
take the
got this
screenshot for
time.
you real quick.
All right, bet.
Hey, Monty, can you do me a favor? Get
Nobody
back to
was
your
saying
mic.
that this dude been at that weight class before, even longer than Tank, even fought at 140 and everything, and that he just shrunk down to 35, and started campaigning there. But everybody was saying, all these analysts, oh, he's bringing up a small man, or you can tell Lamont's a smaller guy. He's coming up from a lighter weight class. Nobody mentioned the fact, yo, this dude had more fights at this weight class than him, so he's more adjusted. He's more used to fighting fighters at this weight class, and even bigger than that weight class. He started at a weight class that was two weight divisions higher than when Tank started, and he's taller than Tank, bigger than him. So knowing all of this, I'm like, man, I think that might have played a part too. So it just looked like this was like, a bunch of little stuff was lined up for Lamont. I mean, not even the fact that they've been knew each other, but also that they've been sparring together too. So he's used to his style.
Yep.
Fought him in the amateurs, been the bigger dude at that weight class, even went up to the same weight class Tank did at 140, and already dimension wise bigger than him. So all of this is like, oh snap, like that played. I mean, there's weight classes for a reason, and not taking away anything, but I'm just adding another factor how Lamont, how ready he was for this fight that people just didn't know. I mean, regardless of the skill, and they was bringing up that one loss and all this stuff, smaller dudes, but he was more ready than anybody knew for this fight. Training camps and everything together. You know what I mean? Like super experience with Javante Davis, and I think it showed. We got somebody else in the back. Who is this? Let me see.
Oh no, that's a presentation right there.
Oh, presentation. Okay, let me see. Why is my shit lagging now? Give me 1 second, bro. Okay, I see it. Boom. All right, let me show this screen here.
Oh, I mean, you could zoom in. But you see that one fight, the first fight at the bottom, right? Damn. Shit, I'm lagging a little bit.
It's skinny. It's like super skinny. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I can see it now. See it just say. It just say the win and the person's name. Oh, he dropped though. He probably be right back. But yeah, man, it's a lot to consider about that fight. What was it? Oh, my man Chubbs is in the building. Salute to Chubbs, my man. Oh, matter of fact, I gotta rent you, bro. I finally learned how to make moderators and shit. So let me go real quick. I said I'm gonna moderate the first 10 members of the pound for pound boxing community. So I'm about to give you your wrench right now. You already know. You see people talking shit, let them pop their shit. The link is always in the chat for everybody to defend their point and things like that. But right now, me and my man Ann McQueen was talking about, I just rinsed you up, bro. You official now. You got your rinse. You feel me? Welcome to the family. I know you be hitting that like and you already subscribed. You feel me? But yeah, right now we talking about Lamont. Yesterday I was on live and my man Ann McQueen, the professor, king of the casuals corner, had put in the chat like, yo, Lamont got more fights at 135 than Tank. And I was like, huh? You know how I do, bro. I'm like, nah, we gotta come with the facts. What is this? Turns out this nigga started his career at 135. So all of that smaller man shit, he even went up and fought at 140, bro. I'm like, yo, this is all shit I never heard of. Until my man Ann McQueen brought it to my attention. So I had to give him full credit for that. Till this day, I haven't heard nobody mention this. All you heard from all these analysts and experts is that this nigga is a smaller man. He's coming up from a little weight class. Come to find out he been at that weight class. Even started his career 2 weight divisions higher than Tank. So he been there for years. Even went to 40. Feel what I'm saying? Junior welterweight on him. So right now he pulling up the box rack, because I was saying that it just say the names and the win, but he was like, you could see the actual weight class. So my thing, did that play a topic? Did he have a weight advantage over Tank? I just say that to get niggas going, but it is like I said, it was just so much things that people didn't know about Lamont coming into this fight that now they just, Well, not even they still not even talking about it. Like nobody, I didn't know that they was sparring together. We knew they knew each other in the amateurs. We knew they was in the gym together, close. But he like we been sparring Tank, and then come to find out they got been at this weight class longer than Tank. Even went to 140, just shrunk down to 130, came a champion, and now I'm back in it. So it's just another interesting, another interesting fact to Lamont's side. You know, like he was more ready for this fight than anybody knew. You know, and the fact that he been at 35, that shit's an interesting fact. And right now, no boxing experts and none of them niggas even brought that up. And I think that plays a part because he's comfortable at that weight, used to taking them punches and everything at that weight class. So I just thought that was interesting, bro. But you could put if you think it makes a difference or not, or if it was just a skill. But I think all of that played a part. The sparring, the amateur, them knowing the trainers, the weight that he been at, been the bigger dude. I think all of that played in Lamont's favor, and he took full advantage and did his thing. So right now, and just sharing the screen, but the link is in the chat, bro. You want to jump up and chop it up, you know, a couple topics, and of course, we got my man Keith One Time Thurman fighting this Wednesday out down under, out there with them kangaroos in Sydney, Australia, against Brock Jarvis, making his return. So I'm interested to see Keith come back. That's one of my favorites too. Love watching Keith Thurman fight. You feel me? I think he's still fresh, and I think he gonna watch the youngin', but I gotta watch some more of Brock's fights. But that fight is this Wednesday, so if y'all want to see Keith Thurman make his return, it's the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow's the weigh-in, and Wednesday they get it in. Feel what I'm saying? So he making his return. So we on that right now, man. We on that right now. I'm waiting for Ant to jump back. I should have the link pinned so y'all could just hit it there. But yeah, man, it's just a bunch of interesting stuff, and I'm really highlighting a bunch of Lamont stuff this week because, again, like I was telling my man Neverfull, I just didn't want to just slide over the fact that this dude just put on a great fight against Javante Davis, pound for pound fighter, draw or not. Most people had him winning, regardless of how you scored it. Some people had it 7-5, 8-4, 9-3. But I think it deserves more justice than to just slide over there. I think, especially since the rematch is coming up soon, I don't know when you came in, but I played the interview and his promoter's like, yo, it's coming soon. Like, we just doing formalities right now. Lamont Ben already said he agreed to the rematch in his contract. So he like his part is already done. Let me see. I think this my man Ann McQueen joining back up. Let me see who's joining. I heard it. Let me see. Oh, it's Chubb. Oh, okay, building. What's goody, bro? How you feeling? Yeah.
Good.
What's good with you? What's the word, bro?
No, just going to see what's going on.
Yo, so what you think about that? Did you know that Lamont been at 135? That he started his career at 35?
Yeah, I knew about that already.
Oh, you say you knew that already?
Yeah.
Did you know he had more fights at 135 than Tank?
No, I didn't know that.
You know that he went. Did you know that he went to 140 and fought at 140?
Yeah, I knew he went to 140 before.
Yo, I never heard nobody mention, like, the whole time. It was like I'm thinking he 130 coming up, and this nigga been over there. Do you think? So you knew that? Do you think that played any part in the way he performed?
No, I don't think so. Like he not that big, he not like Devin that like just rehydrate 20 extra pounds. So his frame is not that much bigger than Tank's though. So I don't really think he had an advantage.
Okay. You think it was just his skills and just his focus and that game plan that they had that really did it?
I felt like it just his experience with Tank itself. That's what I really thought it was because he knew he knew everything he had in his bag, so he was just prepared for everything that was coming.
And you knew that they sparred together too. I mean, we
Yeah,
knew that they fought in the amateurs and shit, and they was like the trainers was cool and they been in camp, but he said that they sparred plenty of times.
yeah, I knew all that because that's what I felt like. I thought Tank was gonna stop him. I thought it was gonna be easy work for him, but deep
Mm.
that I knew like this gonna be a good fight until I thought Tank was gonna stop him, but Lamont ain't scared of him when he knew him, so that kind of did give him advantage, but that give Tank an advantage too because they both know each other.
You think that was equal? Like, yeah, he been in there with Tank, but Tank been in there with him too, so they both, familiar with each other. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm like, yo, I ain't know that. And I mean, everybody that Tank fights is bigger than Tank. Like, he's short as hell, small as hell, but he feels out at that weight now. Like he been campaigning at 35 for a minute. But I was really just shocked because even in my live reaction to the fight, like when they first was in the ring squaring up, I'm looking at Lamont. I'm looking at this nigga back, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker type big. Like he he looked like a real 35, 40 pounder. Like I'm looking like live. I'm like, this nigga look kind of big. Like forget just how tall he was. It's a couple inches, but I'm like, he looked like regular 35. Because usually when dudes move up, they still a little slim. It take a couple years, a couple fights before they body to fill in. But he looked like he filled in perfect. And when my man, I think Ann McQueen jumped back on now. And when he brought that to my attention, I was like, "Ooh, okay, so that's even something else." I see the screen, and it still don't. This is what I was seeing yesterday. It don't say the weight.
Oh yeah. You could take that off, so we
Take
could
that one
refix.
off.
So we could reconfigure the same. I got the what's the name up now. I had to
All
take
right.
my wife's phone and what's the name, and sign into the box right now. You can see this is Lamont Roach's debut. He fought who he fight? Victor Galindo.
Victor Galindo.
Can you see the weight right there?
It say 134.
And Galindo came in overweight at 143.
Mmm.
Then you
Mmm.
scroll down, right? This is Lamont Roach's second fight. This is at 135 also. He
133.
came in
So
at
he
133.
started his career at 35, nigga, when Tank was at 26. He
Exactly. He
been
was already
there.
at 35.
Already getting settled in, getting ready. Damn, it
This
smell
is
like
a
some
fight
cut.
that he had right here. Look, this is Lamont Roach's fourth fight. You see the weight, 137. So what that mean? That mean he was at 40. Other dude came in at
Mmm.
138. And then right here, when you sign into box, right? Because that's the thing you got to sign in.
Mm-hmm.
You see what it say? Super lightweight. Super lightweight is what? 140. Lightweight is
140.
135. He was at super lightweight.
So there y'all go right there. That with the facts right there. You know how we doing on pound for pound boxing talk. Y'all bring me the fact. Y'all say something to me. I'm like, pull it up. We gotta let everybody see what's going on. So there's no
Here's
narrative or
another
nothing.
fight, 135.
So now let me ask you this, bro. Knowing that he started there and all of this, do you think
What
that
that say right
played
there?
what that say? 4 rounds?
It say 4 rounds, but it say light.
Light.
It tells you the division. That was at the Barclays Center, 2014.
And he been in Brooklyn already. Ooh, so he used to that weed smoke in the air. He used to the perfume smell and that New York air and energy, that sewer vibe in them taxi cabs. So now let me ask you, you think that played any kind of part in the way he performed in the fight against Tank? Him already being settled in at that weight, being there regularly, fighting them dudes even at 140? You think that had played any part, or you think it was just strictly all skill that did it?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. The skill, because he is skilled, but he's also acclimated. But you see in the broadcast, they were saying it was his first fight. I said, hell no, that ain't true.
They
And then you
said
got
it
a
was
lot of
his first
people
fight.
that have been regurgitating that talking point even prior to the fight, that Tank is pulling up another guy from 130. Meanwhile, like you said, Tank started at 135. How many fights is that in a row right there? Lightweight. There go another one. Lightweight. Jose Miguel Castro. Lamont Roach didn't go up to
When did he
another one
drop?
right there. That's what I'm saying. When he
Yeah,
dropped, let's see. We're gonna find out. Let's see when this was. Where this was. This was at lightweight.
that's like 5-6 fights at 135, 140.
That's
Getting
more
that
than 6. It's
experience.
about 10, I believe.
Damn, more than
And then he had
10.
that one at 140.
That nigga, he fought at lightweight more
So
than
he fought at lightweight.
Shakur,
He turned
more
pro
than
in
Tank.
2014. He turned pro in 2014. He didn't fight at 130 until 2018. So he went 4 years fighting at lightweight and what do you call it? 140.
Damn, so he got more fights at 135 than Tank and Shakur together. Damn. Cause Shakur fought at lightweight 2-3 times?
Lamont Roach was 16-0. So he was 16-0 before he fought at 130.
Damn, he fought.
Because you
Damn,
can
he
see this guy,
fought.
that was his record right here when he fought this dude. And it was a draw.
Wow, that nigga had over 15 fights at 135. Nobody said nothing about that shit. Yo, this is why I be having to do shit on my own, my research and stuff, bro. Cause they never mention that. They just like it's a smaller man coming up. No, all these analysts, nobody mentioned this nigga been here majority of his career at this weight class. That's crazy. So he was already acclimated at that weight. But like you said, like to me, I think both of that definitely play a part. I mean, his skill for sure, like his game plan and everything, the way he fought, definitely I think was the biggest thing. But also to add to what he had going on, he already been at that weight class longer than Tank, longer than Shakur, longer than put together. Even 140. Plus he taller, longer. I mean, I think he had a lot coming in that a lot of people was just slipping on or they didn't know. But damn, I thought that was interesting for sure. So appreciate you bringing that up, bro. Yeah, cause like I said, I don't put too much like, oh, that's why it happened or that's why he looked like that. Nah, but I think that definitely played a part in why he like, oh, 135, 10, yeah, for sure. That ain't about nothing. And nobody mentioned this till this day. Nobody's bringing that up. That this dude been there longer than Tank. So I think that's interesting for sure. Now, Chubb, who you got in that rematch, bro? I don't think, yeah, you ain't been. I ain't asked you who, because they running it back. Tank, not Tank. Lamont promoter had already said that shit coming soon. That they just formalities, but it's coming back. So who you got? You think Lamont gonna be even sharper and step on shit, put belt to ass more, or you think Tank just slipped up the first fight and he gonna come back more focused and stop him?
I still got Tank. I think he gonna get this time around.
Why you still got Tank when we saw what we saw?
Biggest thing with him, outside of him getting outboxed, he was extremely he was unfocused. Like he was looking for a way to get bailed out of the fight, like arguing with the ref, his corner, doing a little weird stuff in the fight. And Tank he usually get away with it, but just not with Lamont because he was sharp that day. But I feel like get that straight. Once if Calvin the head coach, he should be straight, in my opinion.
So you putting the blame on Barry Hunter? Damn. You think that was an issue too? I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's cause Calvin knew how to get that next gear out of Tank. Tank never, step on the gas pedal in the rush fight, in my opinion.
Nah, but I think the same thing. And the reason why I say Neverfull wasn't trying to hear it, but I said it because I saw it when it was live. And Tank said it in the post fight. the post fight press conference, even his corner said, they said, yo, this nigga didn't even know what round he was in. He thought he was in the 8th when it was a 12th. He thought he had 4 or 5 more rounds to go. And I seen it live because I peeped in the 12th round, because I'm like, why is he like not stepping up? Like, he would periodically, but I'm like, why is he still fighting like this? And I've seen it live, like when they went to touch gloves and Tank was like reluctant. And the ref was like, we in a 12th. And he looked up at the monitor and was like, oh shit, we in a 12th. So I think that played a factor too. Like, yo, he didn't even know what round he was in, bro. Like, how you, bro, like, that was crazy to me. I'm like, damn.
He wasn't there mentally. That was the problem.
Now, so do you think that this had anything to do with it? Do you think this had any part to play? You think it was the grease? You think that had to play a part too, that the grease, or you think that was an excuse that nigga, it wasn't no grease in your hair?
I thought the braid hit his ass. That's what.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, but regardless of the situation, you always got to be, mentally in there and stay sharp. And that's where I think Tank was sharp. He didn't look sluggish, but the mental aspect is probably the most important thing, more than the skill and anything else. Because if you're not mentally there, nothing else gonna work. So that's why he still looked fast. The power was still there, just he couldn't put it together because the mental.
Right, and I give credit to Lamont for that too. I don't take none away from Lamont, but I definitely would say I think that was really a wake up call for Tank. Like, I think the boxing gods, like, I be believing in that shit. Like, when certain fighters pull out and other fighters jump in and a fighter take a loss or this or that happen, I be saying that that's the boxing gods. And I just think that with all that retirement talk and shit like that, and then when he get in there, he's arguing with Coach Calvin in the corner, screaming at him like, listen to me. And at the same time, he getting his braids flicking in his eye, and he got grease in my shit because he got his hair done 2 days ago. And then he taking a knee, and then he didn't know what round he was in. He thought it was the 8th, and it's the 12th. I just think it was a whole bunch of shit just piling up, like, going on.
Every fighter go through some type of adversity. Like T.O., he lost to Cambosis. Shakur, bad performance, he running. Devin got whooped by Ryan. So those type of situations gonna make the fighters, better, make them more, make them want to just get better in general.
So next fight, you think?
Wake up call.
Yeah, and he even said it. He said, "Now this shit just changed all my plans." He was like, "That retirement shit is gone now. Like, I got 3, 4 more fights now." So it's a good and a bad thing. But now you said that you got Tank stopping him. You think he gonna be more focused. So what you think, that he's still gonna come with the same plan? Regular Tank 1 through 3, kind of give it away, figure him out, and then just step on shit from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until it's over. Or you see him fighting different, or like you see it still playing out the same. He just stepping on shit earlier.
Yeah, he just gotta push. He gotta push the issue. Like, that's exactly what he gotta do.
Because when he pushed the issue, I didn't see like no problem. Like, when Lamont would have the same defense and everything, but it's like when Tank would step it up, he was able to get in. Like how you said, he was landing them punches. He still looked strong, fast. He was able to do it when he wanted to. It just seemed like he was like lackadaisical, like just moving around a lot, talking, complaining to the ref. Like when I see the fight happening again, to be honest, I see it on some like Frank Martin type shit. Like when he fought Frank, like just coming to him, like full pressure, and just boxing too, but trying to set him up and not really loading up heavy on shots like he was doing. It seemed like he was letting his emotions get the best of him. But I just see him pushing action, especially with all this talk and all this shit going on now, and the draw.
Yeah,
I
he should be motivated this time around. But the biggest thing, when you watch all his fights, his opponents, they put the issue. So he calculated the data as time go on. So by the time he ready to set up the knockouts there, but with Roach, he didn't. Cause Roach, I felt like Tank pushed the issue in that fight, but he didn't
mm-hmm.
collect enough data in them early rounds to set up Roach. And Roach wasn't really predictable how his other opponents was, like Frank Martin and Barrios, Rowley, and Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that he could, man. I think he connected. I think he collected enough, and the reason why I say I think he collected enough data is because, like how I said, when he pushed the action, Lamont was there for him, and he was landing punches, bro. Like he was landing. But to your point too, I don't think that he was more like setting shit up. I think he was just trying to beat on Lamont. Like they was talking and shit like that. And I think when they was getting into it and they was really squabbling, that he was just trying to put the beats on them, just like pounding away, pause. And he wasn't really like the jab, like after half the round, after half the fight, his jab like went away. It was just all power shots. So I think he was just wrong game plan with like mixed with like a lot of shit. But in the next
Yeah,
fight,
I feel like he would have kept just jabbing. Like I thought he won like 5 out of the first seven.
yeah, I think you said that.
I
Yeah,
I did really actually, even though I thought Roach won the fight, but Tank would just use that straight left to the body, straight left, and just keep moving around. It was effective, and he would have won. Probably like 10-2 pretty easily, but it's just a mental aspect. As the fight kept going on, Tank started getting more unfocused. So by the time the ninth round came, it was probably overwhelming. That's probably why he took that knee. Not giving him no excuse, but it was more than just here and there. I felt like he just needed a moment in that fight to regroup himself.
and I did see Lamont look like he was frustrated too. I feel like Tank was frustrated in that fight. Like I never seen him, like he just looked like a little uncomfortable. But again, it's like I feel like it wasn't his all. And when he did push the action again, like it's not like he just wasn't able to touch him. Like when he did start banging and turning it up, when he would get angry, whatever, he was able, like Lamont was there and he was able to get past that angle and that Philly shell and connect like multiple times, body, head, everything. But it just he wasn't doing it a lot. So I think he was letting it slip away. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
well,
got
that's the worst Tank I ever seen though. But like, and
facts.
then, and I wouldn't say it was horrible. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was horrible, but it was definitely bad. Probably
Yeah.
because I hold to a high standard because he is one of the best fighters. But
Nah, I agree.
you can't really to have no performance like that, especially like now we know Lamont Roach is good, but heading into this fight, we thought this probably gonna be your easiest fight. So
Mm-hmm. And then look at that shit. And I agree. I think that was the worst performance that I've seen from Tank. And again, I contributed a lot to the focus. But like you said, I mean, it's no excuse. You're a championship fighter. People go through things in the ring. You gotta make the adjustment. You gotta do what you gotta do. And that's why I think the biggest thing out of all the things we heard with the knee and the grease and him not, the focus and all the shit, the biggest thing I think played a part is him not knowing what round it was. I think if it was clear to him, like nigga, we in the 9th, 10th, like you down, I think we would have seen like a different outcome. But same thing with you, bro. I think in a rematch, like even with what I saw from Lamont, he did a great job. I just think Tank's the better fighter, and I not only do I think he gonna beat him, but I think he gonna stop him. Like I think he gonna knock him out or stop him. So that's how I got that for sure. But I'm really, how you feel about Thurman returning though, bro? You excited for Thurman, or you like everybody else sleeping on my man, sleeping on one time Thurman?
Keith Thurman always been good. Just
Mhm.
injuries, But my dream fight for him, I want to see him with Earl.
Who you got in that fight?
Maybe Keith. It just I don't know that damage
Ooh.
that Earl took in that fight. I prefer Earl to win, but I just right now I necessarily really can't see it. Even though I think Keith been out the ring longer than Earl, right?
Yeah, Earl been out. I think it's coming on 2 years now. But
Yeah.
if I
Keith
remember,
been coming up well after basically tomorrow. He'll be back after, but he almost 3 years, right? His
yeah,
last was Bart. So even though Earl been in the ring more recently, it's just the damage he took in that fight. Because last time we saw Keith Thurman, he won all 12 rounds and took no damage. And
look fresh,
we saw
everything.
a generational ass whooping with Earl. So it's just
Terrible ass whooping from Earl. He don't got no trainer or nothing. I mean, I don't know what's going on. And I've been had even before the Bud fight, like I had Thurman being just because like before, like when they first was talking about that fight, I had Earl, but it got to a point where like Earl switched up his style, like somewhere after the Kelbrook fight, like he turned into like this break you down fighter. Like before, like you see him box with Mikey, or even early in his career, he was like a boxer puncher. You know, that's where he was getting them stoppages and shit and knockdowns. But it got to a point where he was just like breaking people down. And especially when I saw that Spence versus Sean Porter fight, when I saw him and Sean Porter fight, I was like, oh nah, Thurman got him. Cause Sean Porter was getting off. That shit was, he could have won that fight if he didn't get that flash knockdown to me. And I'm like, Thurman got way better footwork than Sean. He got more power than Sean Porter, better boxing skills. I'm like, nah, ain't no way. I'm like, Thurman will be in and out on him. But, you know, I can see a lot of people got Earl because, you know, he the truth. He still is that dude. But like you said, bro, it's been.
it's just style though. I don't really favor him versus boxers. So the better boxer in that situation would be Keith. So that's why I always favor boxers. I don't really know why. It's probably just a little biased, but
And don't forget, Thurman is a boxer puncher. Like that's one time. Like he put you out. Like he got cracked too. Like people be forgetting that this dude got power. Like he was knocking people out, stopping people. You know, I mean, they talk about the Pacquiao loss, but even that, it was a flash knockdown and he got back up, and some people still had him winning that fight. So really, he ain't really. I never seen Keith Thurman beat down or in a grueling fight. I think the toughest fight was the what was the Ghost Guerrero, and even that it was. I mean, they was fighting, so they was like getting it in. But even Thurman was tearing his ass up too, dropping him twice, all that shit. So it's like, I don't know, bro. And I just think Earl a little slow for him, and you know, but that's why I'm excited to see on Wednesday how he at 154 now. I don't got too many dudes beating Thurman, and like Ant was saying, it's like he was like Thurman is like stuck in a time capsule. Like he never really took a lot of punishment. He just had long ass layoffs and was always injured, but he's still the fresher fighter. He really ain't take too much damage his career, nothing, you know. So well, I'm excited to see what I see from him on Wednesday, and then I'll really be able to determine like how I think he's gonna be at this new weight class now. But you know anything about Brock Jarvis or not?
no.
Mm.
First time I hear about him.
Well, boy, you know he 22-1. He got one loss, and he got 20 knockouts. So out of all his fights, only two people survived. So he got some crack, and that one loss he took was to Liam Perro, and that was a first round knockout. So like I was telling my man, and I'm like, I really can't get at too much. Like I gotta watch a couple of this dude's fights, because to me, just because you got a loss don't really mean nothing anyway. You feel me? Because styles make fights. And when I look at the loss, I'm like, it's a first round knockout. So I'm like, it's not like he was getting class and like he just probably got timed and got put out, you know. So I gotta see it. But either way, I got Thurman. Feel me? I'm rolling with one time, Keith Thurman. You know, it ain't once upon a time, it's one time, and it is his time because he back, god damn it. So I'm riding with my man Thurman. And he got the little slick back now, looking real suave and Italian and shit. Got the gel on his shit now, you know. So got that old man strength. So we gonna see what's up, man. But other than that, though, I did see that Keyshawn was on FaceTime with De Los Santos. that's a fight that I want to fucking see, bro. And that's what I mean, yo. Like as a fight fan, like it's a bunch of like I want to see all these dudes mix it up. Like I would love to see that fight with Keyshawn and Edwin De Los Santos. And supposedly they've been talking about fighting, and now they was on FaceTime and shit. So hopefully we get that fight. That's something you interested in, and you don't care for that fight.
I mean, I'll be interested to it. It's still, a good fight.
That's
I
Edwin.
stopping him.
You got Keyshawn stopping Edwin. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. What if you can see Edwin getting a knockout though? You think he could clip Keyshawn? He quick. And he do got some fast feet.
And yeah, he cracked. Like, probably out of everybody, 135 out of Tank, I think Edwin got the most power after him.
Edwin, yeah. He got that crack for sure. He got power for sure. So, I'm interested in seeing that shit for sure, man. But yo, it's a lot going on, bro. But I just had to put that weight thing because I ain't hear nobody mention that, bro. Like I never knew this nigga had over 15 fights at 35. Even at 40, it was like, damn. So
I don't think that was a big deal to me because, they all fought at the same. Well, from 130 to 140, Tank, him and Tank got experience there. So,
I just think it's
I didn't
like,
know he had that many fights.
yeah,
I thought he probably had like no more than 5.
that's a lot of fights, bro.
16 is crazy though.
16 fights at 135, 140. That's a lot of fights at that weight. And being that Tank is 5'5", started at 126 and then went to 130 and then went to 135. And Lamont been there coasting, putting shit out and getting wins, unanimous, had a draw. Like he been having experience there and then shrunk down and then came back up, so. But yeah, I'm just interested in that, man. The rematch is coming back again too. So, we gonna see that. But I just want to jump on real quick and touch base. You feel me? Hit back on my community. I gave y'all a good 2 hours, man. You got anything else you want to touch on? Anything before I slide up out of here, my dude? It's good seeing you.
No, you gonna be live tomorrow, right?
Yeah, yep. And be back on tomorrow, and we touch on some other shit, these interviews and these fights coming up, Devin coming back, making his return. Looking forward to that. Ryan and Rolly, of course, that's bombs away. I can't wait to see that shit too. I might have to go to New York for that one because that shit gonna be in the middle of Times Square for free. I was like, damn. They posted the picture and everything, the AI version of how it's gonna look. Like niggas is really just gonna be outside watching them. I don't know what's gonna happen if it rain or something, but the weather is breaking up here on the East Coast. I don't know where you at, but it is getting warmer already. Today was like 50 degrees. So
it's 70 over here. I stay in Chicago.
Oh, you in Chicago? Oh my goodness, it's motherfucking Windy City. Man, I hope you got your bulletproof vests on out there. Them boys is wilding out there. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on in boxing. So tomorrow I'm gonna have some more topics too going on. I really want to put a lot of light on Lamont. I don't want to just skate. I don't want to keep overdoing it with the knee and how everybody be complaining and all this shit. But I really just want to give him his time because I think he definitely deserved it. He gained a lot of new fans. He definitely surprised me. That was the best performance I've seen from Lamont. And then knowing that he been there at that weight class, now it just make it more interesting for me. And I'm real excited about the rematch and even to see how Tank come back. You feel me? So just a bunch of great fights and shit going on. And the weigh-in for Keith Thurman is tomorrow. I don't know what time that is, but I'll try to catch it on live while I'm streaming too and react to that, see how he looking. But yeah, man. Other than that, though, bro, I appreciate you coming up. It's Pound for Pound Boxing Talk, where the talk is the realest. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. You know what to do. It's the realest on the tube, and I'm about to hit y'all with the outro, and we out of here. Peace. If my shit hurry up and stop lagging on it.
Unbiased Boxing Channel.
Roses and daffodils, waiting on you at the gates of hell. Catch me if I start to feel a prayer dawn, a prayer dawn.
RP Boxing Talk. Unbiased Boxing Channel.
Roses and daffodils, waiting on you at the gates hell. Catch me if I start to feel a prayer dawn, a prayer dawn. Roses and daffodils, waiting on you at the gates hell. Catch me if I start to feel a prayer dawn, a prayer dawn. I got some big ass fucking visions in vogue. I'm talking cover lover, baby mother covered in gold. I'm talking fucking rings on my tree. I got ice and different income that nobody can see. Got a big ass fucking head on my motherfucking shoulders. My niggas steady laughing, talking about my head and shoulders. Hands so fucking long ago from head down to my shoulders. And this shit is from the heart for my haters and the boulders that be in my way. Feeling like the man until I went another way. Try to bust up on my